If currency collapsed tomorrow, 5 items that would replace money. Welcome. If paper currency stopped working tomorrow. If banks froze. If debit cards failed. If digital payment systems went offline. What would actually hold value? Not in theory, not in headlines. In real, day-to-day trade. History shows us something important. When monetary systems break, value doesn't disappear. It shifts, and it shifts toward tangible assets. Today, we're breaking down 5 items that would likely replace money in a real currency collapse scenario based on historical patterns, economic fundamentals, and human behavior. This channel is about unity, awareness, and learning from ancient systems that stood the test of time. Understanding currency collapse. First, we need clarity. A currency collapse does not mean the world ends overnight. It means trust erodes. Modern money works because people believe it works. Paper currency has no intrinsic value. Digital balances are entries in databases. If confidence disappears, whether due to hyperinflation, banking crisis, political instability, or systemic shock, people revert to assets that cannot be printed, cannot be digitally erased, have inherent usefulness. This pattern has repeated across civilizations, from Rome to Weimar Germany, from Zimbabwe to Venezuela. When paper fails, tangibility rises. Silver, practical money. Silver historically functions as practical currency. Why silver? Because it solves 3 problems in barter: divisibility, portability, recognizability. Gold holds high value, but it's inefficient for small exchanges. Silver allows smaller denomination trade. Historically, during monetary breakdowns, silver coins and bullion resurfaced as transactional currency. Silver has industrial value. It has historical monetary precedent, and it is accessible to average individuals. In a collapse scenario, silver would likely function as daily trade currency, fuel purchases, food exchange, services, not because government mandates it, because communities recognize its utility. Gold, stored wealth. Gold serves a different function. Gold is not daily money. Gold is condensed wealth. Across ancient Egypt, Rome, China, and the Islamic world, gold functioned as a store of value across borders and generations. It resists corrosion. It is scarce. It is globally recognized. In a collapse scenario, gold would likely operate at higher levels of exchange, property transfers, large trade agreements, cross-regional settlements. Gold preserves wealth through transitions. It has survived every major monetary reset in recorded history. That longevity matters. Honey, intrinsic value. Now we shift from metals to consumables. Honey is one of the most underestimated barter assets. Why? Because it is non-perishable, naturally antibacterial, calorie-dense, medicinal, storable without refrigeration. Archaeologists have discovered edible honey in ancient tombs thousands of years old. In times of instability, consumable goods with long shelf life become currency. You can't eat paper money. You can't drink digital balances. But honey provides nutrition and utility. In localized barter systems, useful goods often outperform symbolic currency. Honey checks that box. Cattle, renewable wealth. Throughout history, wealth was often measured in livestock. Cattle provide meat, milk, reproduction, labor, fertilizer. They convert land into food. In agrarian societies, livestock equals renewable capital. Unlike gold, cattle reproduce. Unlike silver, they generate ongoing output. In a prolonged collapse scenario, renewable assets become critical. Food production stabilizes communities. Livestock ownership historically signaled both wealth and resilience. Even today, in many regions of the world, livestock remains a primary store of value. Agricultural land, foundational power. If we step back, one asset underpins all others. Land, specifically agricultural land. Every civilization rises on food production. When supply chains fracture, control of production becomes stability. Land produces food, trade leverage, security, community sustainability. Unlike stocks, crypto, or digital accounts, land does not vanish in a market freeze. It is immovable, finite, productive. In systemic breakdown, those who control food systems control stability. History repeatedly confirms this. The pattern. Notice the pattern among these 5 assets. Tangible, limited supply, historically recognized, universally useful, resistant to digital failure. When trust in abstract systems declines, human behavior returns to fundamentals. This isn't fear-based thinking, it's pattern recognition. Every monetary system in history has evolved or reset, but resources, land, metals, and consumables have consistently retained value because real value is anchored in utility. If currency collapsed tomorrow, markets wouldn't disappear. They would adapt. Silver for daily exchange, gold for stored wealth, honey for consumable trade, cattle for renewable production, land for long-term stability. Modern finance feels permanent. History suggests otherwise. Understanding value before systems shift is leverage. If you found this breakdown useful, be sure to subscribe for weekly videos where we analyze systems, assets, and long-term thinking, because understanding how systems work is the first step to navigating when they change. Subscribe for more.